In a few weeks, I'm riding 2,800 miles to Sturgis and back with my brother while camping along the way. The trip every motorcyclist is supposed to dream about. But the more I look into it, the more I'm starting to wonder if this is a pilgrimage to the Holy Land or a massive mistake wrapped in suffering. Because between the miles, the heat, the breakdowns, the crowds, the cost, and the fact that I've never done anything like this before, I might be completely unprepared. So before I point my bike towards the biggest motorcycle rally in America, I need to figure out one thing. Is riding to Sturgis actually worth it? Or is this the dumbest thing I've ever agreed to do? So before I ride that 2,800 mile round trip to Sturgis and back, I'm gonna look at what could actually ruin this trip, what I'm considering bringing to keep me, my bike, and my sanity alive, what veteran Sturgis riders told me I absolutely need, and what they said is a complete waste of space, and finally, whether I'm still missing the one thing that can turn this bucket list ride into a miserable, expensive mistake. Now, I've been riding and building motorcycles for over 20 years, and while I've been to Sturgis, I've never ridden there from California. So naturally, I did what any responsible adult with crippling ADD and a 4th grade education would do. I started throwing random into a mental pile, not even a real pile, and called it a packing list. Now, I figured packing for Sturgis would take about 10 minutes. Throw some clothes in a bag, maybe some deodorant, strap a sleeping bag to the bike, and hit the freaking road. Then I started asking people who've actually done it. Some of them told me I'm bringing way too much crap. Some told me I'm not bringing nearly enough. One guy basically implied I was gonna die somewhere in Wyoming. So today we're going through what I'm taking, what I'm definitely leaving behind. I'm trying to figure out whether I'm prepared or completely screwed. So what could actually ruin this trip? When people talk about riding to Sturgis, they make it sound like this legendary biker pilgrimage that's just chock full of beer and chi-chis, you know? Just you, your bike, the open road, the homies, some fine ladies. And then you roll valiantly screaming into Motorcycle Valhalla, which is Sturgis, basically. But really no one saw you because you're on one of a million black baggers. But the part nobody really romanticizes is that 1,400 miles between here and there. That's literally 1,400 miles for something to break or for weather to turn bad, you know? For my front, my back, my knees and my crack.
My neck, my back, lick my just like that.
That's a rap song that came to mind, sorry. All that stuff could just totally start negotiating against my existence. And 1,400 miles where one stupid packing decision could become a serious problem that I have to live with for days. And remember, no hotels. I am sleeping in whatever, wherever.
Whenever, wherever.
Possibly a dumpster. And then there's the bike. I'll be riding a bike I didn't build because all my shit is hardtailed and I don't want to get to Sturgis and spend the entire time in a chiropractic office. So you see, a motorcycle can feel totally fine around town, right? And then absolutely expose you naked and afraid on a long trip. Tired and aging battery, worn tire, chain tension, any of that stuff, you know? You get it. But if I'm being honest here, the thing that I am most worried about is not whether Sturgis is fun. Because let's face it, wherever I doth go, fun doth be had. And that is fun shall be done. Book of Brutal, chapter 6, verse 9. No, I'm not worried about having fun. I'm worried about whether I'm underestimating how many small things have to go right just to make it there without this trip turning into a miserable shit fest. So what the hell am I packing? As you know, it's not the weather or your bike or your immature friend who decided to bring his annoying girlfriend that creates shit experiences. No, it's poor decisions in gear and lack of preparation and not looking cool. So far, my highly sophisticated planning process has been throwing random crap into that mental doomsday pile, we'll call it, and say a prayer and splash some Florida water on it. Ta-da! Now, because every rider I talk to has a completely different answer. One guy says pack light, stick a jerky in a gas can, let the road provide, brother. Okay. Another guy packs enough gear to invade a small country and take ownership of their goats and women. And that's my problem. I've never done this before. I don't know what's essential. I don't know what's dead weight. So I'm gonna share what I'm currently bringing. And by the way, before I get into this list of stuff, nobody has given me a penny to talk about these products, even though they probably should, and that would be really cool. If I'm talking about a product, because I dig it, I love it, and I'm actually gonna use it. So first, weather is the #1 thing that will ruin this trip if I don't have the right gear. I'm confident of that. So for shelter, I've got a Wingman of the Road goose tent that I've never actually slept in yet, but I'm really beyond excited to try it. Now, if you've never seen these things, you've got to go check them out. If you want to see all this stuff put to the test, by the way, you can subscribe because we'll be doing some more videos about this stuff. Then there is the bike. How am I going to prepare there? I've got a Gerber multi-tool, which is all I will have to fix the bike problems. Easy. No, I'm you, man. But should I challenge myself and try to do everything with a multi-tool? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Actually, I will be bringing a small tool bag, which I'll break down what's in it in an upcoming video for you. I will also be bringing an auxiliary gas can. Then there's safety, my body. So I'm bringing my Alpine Stars, Oscar Monty boots. Yeah, these things are the love those. Put a lot of miles on those, absolutely stoked on those, over the moon. I'm also gonna bring a Tramoto aid kit, which is basically first aid for bikers, just in case my brother or some other idiot goes down, because I won't, obviously. I'll also be wearing my Simpson Mob Bandit helmet, possibly something else, but that's what I got on my list now. I'll be wearing leather roper gloves by First MFG, leather jacket, the Arnold by First MFG. I'll be bringing my Tech Air 3 leather vest by Alpine Stars. Gotta have an airbag vest. Plus some layers for cold weather, you know, merino wool socks, because cotton sucks. I will bring my world famous rabbit fur lined jock strap, some pasties, underwear, camelback, spare canteen, battery pack, charger for my phone, mess kit, titanium utensils, fixed blade knife, small hatchet, unless I decide to change my mind for the 17th time before I leave. So looking at that list, it feels pretty solid, which is exactly why I'm suspicious of it. Now, if I forgot something, put that in the comments. That would be very helpful to me. So right now, this is the plan. This is the gear. This is my best guess based on exactly 0 previous rides to Sturgis. And honestly, I feel pretty damn good about it. But that feeling and idea is kind of fading for me. So then I started talking to people who actually made the trip. And that's when things started getting freaking weird, because there were a handful of things that almost every veteran rider told me I need to bring, and the same items keep coming up over and over. And there's also a few things that apparently I'm overlooking that could turn the whole adventure into a first-class pain in the ass. So before I load the bike and point towards South Dakota, let's see what the people who actually know what they're doing had to say. It was interesting to say the least. As interesting as clicking that like button. So just do it, bro. Helps the channel out a ton and keeps the AI content farms out of your feed. So after sorting through all the conflicting advice I got, there were a few things that coming up over and over again. The first was rain gear. Now, apparently if you're riding across half the freaking country, eventually the weather is going to decide it hates you. It doesn't matter if the forecast looks perfect. It doesn't matter if you're optimistic or you do a anti-rain dance, whatever. Mother Nature is undefeated, and she's a cranky and temperamental. I was just gonna do a leather jacket and call it a day. I mean, dude, I live in Southern California. It is not known for its inclement weather. We make a great waterproof coach's jacket that keeps you dry in the tinkle of sprinkles we have here in Southern California. I will drop a link to that in the description. So really, based on that, I don't really know about wet weather gear, but I think I'll need some. I honestly have no idea where to start with this, so let me know what you recommend in the comments. Next up is comms. I hear this all the time. Specifically, I would like it to talk to my brother while we ride so I can annoy the living out of him the entire way. You know, maybe sing some Waylon Jennings songs over and over and over. Now, I don't have that, nor do I have a clue how to use it. I don't even ride with headphones, man. I just put my helmet on and I go. So again, let me know in the comments if you have recommendations for communications, Bluetooth radios. All right, the next thing everybody kept mentioning was hydration. Not talking beer, we're not talking whiskey, but actual water. Snooze fest. Turns out spending all day baking on a motorcycle can turn your brain into mashed potatoes if you are not paying attention. Then there were things like cash, a backup phone charger, copies of registration, insurance, yeah, I'll put that in a plastic bag, whatever, and a spare key. Dude, a spare key came up so many times, I am convinced half the people at Sturgis spend their week trying to figure out where they lost the keys to their bike. I don't know, maybe that's the fun. Maybe that's one of the games they have at Sturgis. Now, the problem is every one of those things does take up space. And the more experienced riders I talked to, the less impressed that they seemed with all the crap I wanted to bring. Nobody was excited about my hatchet. Nobody seemed particularly concerned about having 17 different tools for every possible mechanical disaster. I mean, I'm gonna be in the middle of nowhere. What am I gonna do? I think that's honestly just the engineer in me, the mechanic. I like to bring my entire shop. Now, most of these people basically said that the same thing, you know, they said you're going to Sturgis, not crossing the Yukon in 1894. Now, if you forgot something, there's a pretty good chance somebody within 50 feet is probably selling one. And that's where things start getting difficult, because now I have to decide what is genuinely necessary and what's just me packing my fears. So the good news is I learned there are a handful of things that the veteran riders seem to agree on. Stay dry, stay hydrated, have backup power, carry some cash, have a spare key, keep it simple. But the bad news is for me that every time I crossed one thing off my list, I found myself wondering about some other damn thing. Because while everybody's busy telling me what I absolutely need to bring, there's one question nobody could answer for me. What am I forgetting? And that's the part that's been rattling around in my head ever since. All right, so we've covered what I think I should bring, what I was told I should and shouldn't bring, but I've still got questions, man. The problem is the more advice I got, the more freaking questions I ended up with. I started this whole thing thinking, I just need to figure out what to pack. And now I'm sitting here wondering if I overlooked something that's gonna turn a fun motorcycle trip into a diarrhea parade on wheels. I mean, what about the small stuff like earplugs or Q-tips? There are a million little decisions and every one of them feels completely insignificant. Right up until the moment it isn't, and I have 2 little saddlebags sorted out in. I finally concluded personally that if you listen to everybody, you'll end up packing enough gear to sink the Lusitania. If you listen to nobody, you're likely to end up standing on the side of the road wondering why you thought you were smarter than everyone else. Which is why I am asking you, if you've ridden to Sturgis before, what is the one thing I'm not thinking about right now? What is the thing that sounds stupid until the moment you need it? What is the item you forgot one time and never forgot again for a motorcycle trip?
Kevin!
Best comment gets a brutal box. Because at this point, I know enough to realize I don't know. Because the freer I get, the higher I go. And the higher I go, the more that I see. And the more that I see, the less that I know. And the less that I know, the more that I'm free. Can you dig it? So I've got a motorcycle, I've got a destination, the road is calling me, and I have a, we'll call it a plan, sort of. What I don't know is whether there's some glaring mistake sitting right in front of me that I haven't seen yet. And before this bike heads toward the beautiful Black Hills, I'd really love to find out. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take your information, I'm gonna run it through some filters, and I will make another video before I head out, letting you guys know exactly what I've decided to take on this adventure. And I want you to come along with me and find out what really worked and what absolutely sucked the big one. And maybe next year we can ride up Sturgis together. That'd be cool. Now, I built motorcycles for almost 20 years, but in a few weeks, I'm about to become a complete beginner once again. And whether that's gonna be absolutely awesome or absolutely awful remains to be seen. I am excited as hell for this trip. I know I don't know everything, obviously, and I'd love to hear what you think I am missing before I learn it the hard way. That is my preferred way of learning. I would love to hear from other people so I don't have to my own life. I love you guys, you're great. Do fun shit.